Okay guys, we're going to problem solve again through one of the sequences we've been working on. Again, the main thing we've been talking about is most of the attacks that happen in the closed guard always focus on pulling the person's shoulders down and establishing some type of control that we're able to attack with. The control that we're focusing on right now is focusing, and being able to cross one arm, over to the opposite side of my body so I can force his shoulders to turn and start to reposition my body to the back. During that attack, he has some options he can use to defend, and one of them is for him to posture up throughout the sequence. And then I'm forced to transition to another attack, or lose the position. So what I'm going to do from here again is focus on getting underneath one of his frames of his arms, so that I can put both hands to the outside of his grip. So what I'm going to do from here again is lift my hips, and as I drop my hips, I slide and sneak my hand under his wrist and his forearm here. I make a figure 4. I break the grip, and then I focus on flaring his elbow by pushing his wrist and pulling his elbow and forcing his shoulder into a weaker position so he can't engage all the big muscles of his back to strip the grip straight away. From here, I step my leg on the same side to the floor, I lift my hips, and I shoot my body out to the outside so his arm drops in front of my body here. I sit up, control him here so he can't come back in front of me, and then I start to move for the back. Once I get to this situation, I post my foot on the floor and I start to move and pull him. But what happens a lot of the time is Nick's able to reposition his shoulder over my spine here. Now it's really difficult to move, and our second option would be to try and throw him to the opposite side. I try to throw him to the opposite side, but Nick does a really good job of feeling my legs and sitting back on his hips. So now I can't go to his back well, and I can't throw him to the opposite side because his weight is back on his hips. But what Nick did then is straightened out his arm and pulled his shoulders away, so now there's space for my legs to pass in front of his face. So what we're going to do is utilize that option. We're going to control close to the shoulder here, the fabric of the shoulder, and I'm instead going to step my left leg on his hip to block his body from turning towards me and squaring up. At the same time, I slide my right hamstring up into his armpit on the same side and clamp my heel down. I turn my head towards the wrist of the arm I control with my right arm, and I circle my left forearm in front of his face to block his head. Alright, now he can't come towards me, and now I'm going to reposition the rest of my grips to attack his arm. My hand comes over the top of the wrist to keep his arm straight, and my leg shoots over his head, and now I can connect both arms onto the arm that I'm attacking. From here, keeping my knees super tight and my heels down, I start to lift my hips up into the ceiling to hyperextend his elbow, and I finish my arm lock attack.